Good afternoon. Welcome to the December 20th, 2024 special meeting of the Pequannock Township Council. Ms. Marsh. Hold on.
In accordance with the requirements of New Jersey's Open Public Meetings Act, notice of the special meeting was filed in the office of the Township Clerk, posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building and on the Township website, and mailed to all persons requesting notice in accordance with Township policy. 48-hour notice of this meeting was also transmitted via fax or email to the Suburban Trends and Daily Record newspapers. Notice of this meeting included the statement that formal action, including the adoption of resolutions, is expected to be taken.
Thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a prayer and a moment of thanks for individuals serving our nation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Most gracious Providence, we ask that you bless this governing body with an abundance of wisdom and understanding so that every deliberation will result in actions which will promote the common good and the general welfare for all of the people of Pequannock Township. Amen.
Thank you, Councilwoman. That was wonderful.
Thank you, Mayor.
Ms. Marsh, please call the roll.
Mr. Dreese?
Present.
Mrs. Florence Lynch? Here. Mr. Cole?
Here.
Mrs. Russell?
I'm here.
Mayor Hurd?
I am definitely here. All right, there are no presentations. At this time, are there any reports or comments from any of the volunteers serving our community? Come on up in your beautiful Christmas sweater.
Thank you. Hopefully not an ugly one.
No, I like it. Very nice.
My name is Bob Friedman. Regarding the Historical Society, I just wanted to make an announcement about our next talk we're having. So we're having a talk at the library. It's actually, we organized it jointly with the library. It's Monday, January 13th at 7 p.m. And it's going to be a talk on the Holocaust by the child of a survivor. And this is kind of in conjunction with the Holocaust Remembrance Day, which I think is later in the month. So hope some of you can come to that.
What was the date again?
Monday, January 13th.
Okay, what time was it?
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
At the library.
at the library.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Seeing none. Next on the agenda is public comment. Comment period will be limited to a total of 30 minutes. Additional time is reserved later in the meeting. We welcome comments, suggestions, and questions during this period, but the purpose is not to engage in dialogue. If you have a specific question, please feel free to post it and then follow up with staff via telephone or email. As a reminder, comments are limited to 3 minutes. If anybody wishes to address the council, please wait to be recognized to come to the microphone and provide your name for the record. Come on up.
Paul Mailer of Pequannock Township. Under the advice of council, I've been asked to read this open public records request into the record. It was received by the Township Clerk on December 17th, and it reads as follows. Please provide a copy of a letter from the Pequannock Township Public Library Attorney Douglas Zucker, addressed to Mayor Ryan Hurd and others, that would have been dated after December 5, 2024, but before December 16, 2024. The letter was referenced by Mayor Hurd during a verbal interchange with Paul Mailer during the public hearing segment of the December 16, 2024 special meeting of the Pequannock Township Town Council. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next. Come on up.
Dana Whitsack, 6 Bryan Court, Pequannock. At Monday's meeting, I was not pleased the way public comments were addressed. Mr. Mailer got up here to speak his thoughts, and he was cut right off. I have to say I agree with asking the council to have Kyle Russell removed from the Public Library Board of Trustees, because I feel that since her appointment. There's been nothing but chaos on that board, and it doesn't seem to be getting resolved. A person should not have to resign because they are being treated badly. I don't know, what words to use because I wasn't there because I'm kind of new to this, but I'm seeing what's going on, and I don't agree with that appointment. And I do agree that she should be removed.
Thank you. Next, anybody else? Just want to make sure, ma'am, you want to come up? Okay, just want to make sure. Okay, there being no additional public comments, we'll continue with the agenda. Would anybody like to respond to anything? Kyle? Okay. Moving on. Next on the agenda is manager's report. Mr. Brewer.
Thank you, Mayor. Two quick items with respect to things scheduled for the council's consideration later on the agenda. One, we have the library shared services agreement, which was returned, executed by the library for the council's consideration and approval. And the council has in its packet a request from H2M Architects and Engineers regarding the Route 23 professional services agreement. The project, as we know, went a lot longer than was expected. As a result of that, a request has been submitted for an additional $15,000 to be added to the professional services agreement because of additional inspection and administrative time spent on the project. Unless there's any questions, that is my report.
Any questions from council?
Just a quick thing on that last one. So this $15,000 is just because the project went longer?
Yes, it was related to inspectors' time in the field, as well as the engineer's time and everybody with the meetings to manage the project.
So I think next time if we allow the contractor to delay it, we need to put this on them, because they're the ones that really requested for an extension, correct?
I think the challenge is if we have to manage the project longer, we have to pay the fees. But when we make our decisions whether to grant such requests, it's information we need to be mindful of.
Yeah, now, are we all set with the contractor now? There's no more change orders coming? Are we done with that piece?
We are waiting for closeout.
Okay, when does that come in, do we know?
I don't have an exact date.
Okay, all right.
Beautiful. There are no public hearings or ordinances for introduction. Next on the agenda is resolutions. Ms. Marsh.
Begin with Resolution R 2024-228, confirming the designated memberships in the Pequannock Township Fire Department. 229, authorizing the acceptance of a hold harmless agreement from Richard and Kelly Karcher for Block 604, Lot 4.04, which is 8 Juniper Court. 230, authorizing an interlocal agreement with the Pequannock Township Library for Services. 231, authorizing an amendment to a professional services agreement between the Township of Pequannock and H2M Architects and Engineers, formerly Crew Engineering Services Incorporated, for construction-related engineering services associated with the Route 23 northbound and southbound sanitary sewer extension project. 232, providing for the insertion of a special item of revenue in the 2024 budget pursuant to NJSA 40A484. 2024-233, authorizing the discretionary award of a contract for the repair and renovation of a municipally owned affordable housing unit to LA Design and Construction in an amount of $18,500. 234, approving change order number 1 for the 2024 sidewalk and paving program, increasing the contract with Savelli & Son General Contracting Incorporated of Nutley, New Jersey by $3,833.80 to a revised contract price of $252,898.80. And 2024-235, approving payment of the itemized claims as set forth on the December 18th, 2024 bill list and 2018 FEMA elevation escrow list.
Thank you so much. Are there any comments on the resolutions from council? John? Kyle?
Nope.
Dave? Melissa?
I guess the only thing I was going to say, so on the one on 233, because it's under a certain amount, like we didn't have to get multiple.
So quotes were required, but because it exceeds $17,500, pay-to-play requirements are in place, which is why the resolution is scheduled for the council's consideration.
We did get one other quote, though.
We did get the required quotes.
At least one other, yeah.
Yeah, the law requires quotes in excess of $6,600, but beneath $4,400. But if it exceeds over $17,500, it has to be done by resolution.
Okay, and then 232, that was just, oh wait, no, not that one. That was it. And the other one about I think that was just on a fence, right? Yeah.
The hold harmless is a fence on a drainage easement, correct?
Okay, I'm good.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adopt these resolutions?
I'll make a motion to adopt Resolution R 2024-228 through R 2024-235.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Mr. Dracy?
Yes.
Mrs. Florence Lynch?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mrs. Russell?
Yes.
Mayor Hurd?
Yes. All right, there's no items for discussion, reports or notices, so council reports and announcements. Councilman DeRisi.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Not much, just want to congratulate and say good luck to Joseph Rybeck on joining the fire department. Thank you very much for your willingness to serve with us. So if you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas to all. It's a good time of year. We can celebrate Hanukkah, which is kind of coming up soon. Happy Hanukkah. And just thankful to be here.
Thank you, sir. Councilwoman Florence Lynch.
Yes, I also just wanted to congratulate new member Joe Ryback on the fire department. What else? I don't know if I reported this last time. The senior luncheon that was held on December 12th, sponsored by the Senior Citizen Advisory Committee, went very well. So thank you for all who were involved in that. It was the same day as the town party. Thank you for the town party. That went very well as well. The Economic Development Committee, they met at one of the committee members' homes, Tish Rotition, so thank you to Tish for hosting. I could not go because, as you can hear, I'm getting over a cold. Came home from Atlantic City sick.
Don't give it to us.
Wreaths Across America was a very nice event. I went, sponsored some wreaths, went out and laid some wreaths on the veterans' graves. That was a very nice ceremony. I sponsored between First Reformed Church and Scanlon's, and there was a lot of participation and sponsorship. That was very nice. And unfortunately, I missed Coach Kellett's ceremony, what was it, last night at the high school, because I was sick. I was going to go. But, she has done so much for Pequannock over the years. What's the matter?
We're all moving right.
Oh, because I'm sick? I'm sorry. But anyway, Merry Christmas to all, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, and that's my report.
Thank you so much. Councilman Cole.
So I'll start off with some ugly comments.
There's nothing ugly during Christmas.
I went to Company 2 Fire Department meeting last Thursday, and after taking a 20-minute beat down, they wanted me to share their comments with council to let all of you know that they are thoroughly disgusted with council and the town manager for not giving back the 15% or 18% for the fire truck. I didn't say much during the beatdown. I just sat there and took it all in. I did make one comment because they also said that if the town cannot afford the trucks that they are purchasing, they are no longer, this was not voted on, but they no longer want to put any money towards those trucks. And if they're not ready to roll, they will not roll. And that's when I said, didn't you go over on the budget for the chief's truck? And they said, oh, no, we didn't do that. I said, I think you did, and that's why you had to contribute money towards it. But they're disgusted. There was one fireman that said he was on the company when we purchased that truck 27 years ago.
It was in the 80s.
Yeah, right. And he remembers that the 18% that they put towards it, the majority of was for equipment that they put on the truck and that they took off the truck that they still have. So, who knows?
I wasn't here.
I wasn't here either.
I would just casually remind them that these trucks are owned by the township and not each individual fire company, you know.
So I told them I would let them know. I would let all of you know. So I'm letting all of you know. I don't think we should change the way that the money would go back into the fire apparatus fund.
I thought that was a great idea. I thought that was
Another fireman also said that they've had 2 recent fundraisers and not one council person supported it.
I don't smoke cigars.
Yeah. I have to agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I don't either. But on better news, congratulations to the new fireman that's going on Company 2. Best of luck to him. I'd also like to welcome home First Lieutenant Kevin Keaveney. Kevin was deployed on January 27th of 2024, spent 326 days deployed to the Syria Operation Inherent Resolve. Kevin was welcomed home at Fort Dix by Councilman-elect and Lieutenant Colonel Vince Saracusa this past Wednesday night. Vince has been back and forth to Fort Dix many times in the last 10 days, and that's where he is today, welcoming home. He's there for every New Jersey National Guard troop that comes home from Syria or Iraq. The last one will be, I think, on Sunday, he said, and Kevin will go back to being a New Jersey State Trooper in February after a much-needed rest. Thank you, Kevin. Merry Christmas to everyone, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy New Year. That's all I got.
Thank you. Councilwoman Russell?
Library board did meet. The new library director is doing some much-needed updating. We're painting, and we agreed to do some painting, and she really she's bringing in the middle schoolers. Years ago, they used to kick them out.
Yeah, they used to kick them out.
Now they welcome them in, and they get the pizza, and it's creating a nice... Yeah, they give like a pizza. Yeah, they give like a pizza. But you know what? If people come to a place where they feel happy and they feel welcome, and they had a cool thing the other day where if you wanted to go and bring all your presents, you could go and wrap them there. They had wrapping paper, they had bags, they had scissors, which is kind of cool. You know, you just
It's a shame all these lies are flying around about the
and all those. Yeah,
library.
it's really doing good. And I also want to point out that we have a lot of volunteers, and I'm very thankful for our volunteers, and they shouldn't be bullied. People should be respected. These are your neighbors. These are people who live among you. And to come and disparage them and just always beat on them time after time just because you don't like what they say is wrong.
Well, some people are just miserable and they're just a cancer to our society.
It's
That's
just
a shame.
horrible.
We have to respect everybody. It's just not right.
Looking forward to a great new year. Everything looks to be going well in the town. It's beautiful snowing. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and enjoy the rest of the year.
Thank you. All right. All I have to say is I want to first thank council. This is my last official meeting in my political career. So I want to thank everybody. It's been a pleasure serving with all of you.
Thank you.
I've learned so much from each and every one of you. Melissa, Dave, even this guy over here, Mr. Brewer. And of course, our wonderful keep us out of trouble person. And then Carol, of course. I remember Carol when I first got on council, how you scared me.
I tried.
Made sure I knew what needed to be done and what didn't need to be done. But for the residents of Pequannock, I just want you to know that I love you, I appreciate you, and I will never stop fighting for Pequannock. It is that important. My job and time is done here, and I appreciate every single minute of it. I've learned so much, and with that said, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and until we meet again. Thank you. Next on the agenda is public comment. As a reminder, we welcome comments, suggestions, and questions rather than dialogue, and comments are limited to 3 minutes. If anybody wishes to address the council, please wait to be recognized, come to the microphone, and provide your name for the record. Come on up.
Mary Kay Schmerman. There are a couple things about the library I would like to ask about. One thing that happened at the library board meeting was that there was someone who wrote into the librarian about the concern of the concentration of the kids coming out of school, the cars. I guess there have been a couple accidents in that particular area, and I didn't know if council is working on trying to figure out how to solve that problem of the safety of the kids and the cars, and I know it's been a problem for a while, I guess, so, and whether or not the library, or you have a steering committee going on to see what kind of solutions could, happen with the children and the amount of cars coming in and out of the parking lot. So that was one of my comments. And in the shared services, I was reading, it didn't come out on the internet, all of the shared services that I could see. And it had something to do with the town looking at the potholes. And then I didn't know whether they would have the final say of fixing the potholes, or whether they will work with the librarian, or how that will all work out in the end, and finally how the new whole parking lot will happen and when that might happen. In terms of, I support Paul in terms of the public request for what happened. I wasn't here on Monday, but I'm glad that he's requesting that. And I do respect the volunteers, but if someone is going to be disrespectful to me and or not tell the truth, then I have a problem with that. So I am glad that hopefully things will settle down, and the library is so exciting to go to now. Not that it wasn't before, because it's always been exciting to go, period, no matter who the librarian is, because I'm glad to see that, there was a time when people in Pequannock didn't even want to have a library. So it's really super duper that we have a library. We have to continue to have the library. And I'm really happy that Governor Phil Murphy passed the Freedom to Read Act. That's really essential for keeping our library open to the public and everyone. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Anybody else? Come on up.
Again, Paul Mailer with Pequannock Township. Just for the record, I have not yet received a response to the public records request that I suggested earlier. So if any of you were in receipt from such correspondence from the attorney from the library, I'd appreciate the courtesy of you responding. And I'll take issue also with Councilwoman Russell's suggestion that people that are in conflict with library trustees are disparaging them. We are in conflict with them, and we certainly have the right, both here and at library trustee meetings, to voice that conflict, which is exactly what we do. In addition, Councilwoman Russell, you may have forgotten in your report, but the flat roof at the library is again leaking. A situation that might have been resolved when the contractor was there to replace the shingled roof, but it's leaking again. It's been fixed again. It will likely leak again because it's a flat roof. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, seeing none. Any answers to any of the questions? Not yet? Okay, and as far as paving the parking lot, there was going to be looking into if there was a better way to do some flow with the cars and stuff?
Yeah, the design will be in consultation with the library director. Okay. And anyone else identified from the library's perspective who would participate.
I remember we spoke about that.
I had asked the library director to reach out to you about making sure people aren't parking too close. I don't know if she did or not.
Yeah, the concern's been relayed to the PD to make sure that the laws are being followed. Challenging as it is, there's congestion points throughout the town.
Exactly.
When you have
For those-
drop-offs
for
and
those
picks up at
couple
the high
hours.
school, by the elementary schools, you got a 15-minute period where people are late and think they're more important than everybody else, so they drive fast.
Exactly. Yep.
Unfortunately, people have to follow the rules of the road.
So before we pave that, Frank will take a look at?
We'll do a design, have a
See if
meeting, and
there's
see if there's anything needs to be changed. And
Okay.
Or anything that can be changed to make it safer. Yeah, okay.
There's an appropriation currently in the capital budget, which is being prepared for the council agenda.
Beautiful. Any other questions? Seeing none, next on the agenda is minutes for approval. We have December 10th, 2024, and December 16th. Are there any comments on these minutes?
Yeah, I just have one small comment. I know at the last meeting I was via phone, and actually Councilman Cole corrected me on the Senior Citizen Advisory Committee when I said they were holding a luncheon next week. It was actually this week, the week that I was reporting, so I had corrected it. So that was it. Other than that, it was just a correction that I made when I announced the senior luncheon. I thanked him for catching the mistake. So in other words, when I reported this on the 10th, the luncheon wasn't the following week, it was that week. That's all. So maybe we could just make that change? No?
I'm supposed to report what was said, but I can probably change it, so...
No, I corrected what I said.
You corrected it then?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I'll fix it.
Yes.
Sure.
Thank you, Melissa.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize what you were saying.
I corrected
yeah,
it there.
There, that's fine. Sorry about that.
Beautiful. Is there a motion to approve these minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes
Can I get a second?
from December
I'll second.
16th.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Okay, there are no items listed for closed session. There being no further business, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned at 1:22 PM. Merry Christmas, everyone.